Good morning, gamers. The Souls genre has always been very hit or miss. As far as I'm concerned, Dark Souls is a miss. Dark Souls 3 is a miss. And Dark Souls 2 might as well have gone up with a machete expecting to get a home run. Basically, they aren't good. But no matter how bad a game is, it can still be fun. Even you, Dark Souls 2, you're fun as well. And keep in mind, I'm saying this packing a pretty sizable playtime under my belt, so if I can play an atrocity of a game for 4 billion hours, imagine Sekiro. Sekiro is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. I would consider when I beat it to be the point that I evolved from a child baby gamer into a big boy who hasn't seen the light of day since. You see, Sekiro is a hard game. If you have heard anything about it online, it's probably about how it's a hard game. Even though Sekiro sparked the biggest argument with the largest amount of unreasonably angry people that I have seen since PlayStation vs Xbox, it still won Game of the Year. Granted, the competition was these games and it was 2019, but it's still nothing to scoff at. But did it deserve it? I mean, come on, of course it did, and here's a video on why. And here's why. The combat is just so good. But let's talk about the unimportant things first. Music. Good job, I like it. World. It's good. Story. Basically, you're the shinobi for a small little baby child. But also, you have severe memory loss. How charming. And also, you need to smell good. Basically, the story is kind of a bloody mess, but to be fair, what did you expect? This is From Software we're talking about. They're the people that made Moog a sex offender on 3 different levels. Last, but certainly least, progression. It's underwhelming to say the least. You only get stronger through beating bosses, so your only option is to, dare I say it, get good. You also unlock new tools throughout the game, one of which I actually use, and a skill tree.
He, Yoda it is. Fix Corey's mistakes I will. There is a grapple hook. It's pretty good. 8 out of Cruelty Squad.
Alright, that's the end of the non-important things to talk about. Thank goodness. Now we can talk about... What? Oh, for God's sake. Yes, Sekiro is a hard game. Certainly one of the hardest games I've played. But finally beating the boss you spent all night on is rewarding. That should come to no surprise. Also, you have to keep in mind, Sekiro is not Elden Ring. It's fair 100% of the time, 90% of the time, and when it's not, you have your second life so you don't feel enraged because you unknowingly thrusted against your dad. If you're the kind of person that doesn't pick hard mode on your first playthrough, aka someone who goes outside, this game is probably not for you. Alright, is that it? Am I done talking about the unimportant stuff? Shut up, I'm not talking about the stealth. It's passable. B+, okay? Combat time. There are 2 parts that make the combat system great. How you fight, and what you fight. Let's start with how you fight. Sekiro has one way of fighting. This is a lot less than other Souls games, but since there's only one, From Software meticulously designed this one to be perfect. How close did they get? Well, lads, and actually it's just lads. They achieved perfection. The combat is styled in a way that is fundamentally flawless. It revolves around 2 health bars instead of 1. Not like how Halo is designed around 2, more like one of them actually matters. Once the posture bar fills, the enemy dies. The only factor health has in any of this is decreasing the posture recovery speed. The 2 ways of decreasing posture are attacking and parrying. Parries are unironically the best mechanic in gaming history. I am confident that I am right on this. There is no mechanic that is as functional and cathartic as Sekiro's parry and posture system. That's a fact. It makes for the most engaging combat system FromSoft has designed to date, and turns the game into a rhythm game. In Sekiro, you're not being a little piss baby waiting for your turn to play the game. You're in their face, beating them up non-stop, just demolishing them, and it's incredible. This is the only part that's a little iffy. Most of the enemies are incredible. The only bad part is the bosses. Now, anyone who's played Sekiro knows this game's bosses are incredible, but that's because you forget the bad ones. FromSoft has always had very all over the place bosses. Dark Souls 2 is named after the amount of good bosses in the game. Sekiro takes the quality scale and bumps it up 2 points. The cesspool of bad bosses is still here, but the big boys have never been better. Here's the thing, it should come to no one's surprise that it's S tier, but where? I love Hyperlight Drifter, but I have not and will not spend anywhere near as much time in it as I have in Sekiro. So what do I do? Is it higher, lower? I've played up Hyperlight as my favorite game in every video since my Insider review 1 million years ago. Can I really have it overshadowed by Sekiro after all my branding? My profile picture is the Drifter even. I can't change it to Sekiro. And I can't. I really can't change it to Sekiro. But I can still put it higher on the tier list. Wow, what a good game. Good job. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. This video took a lot of time to make, and I now understand why no one has made a video like this on Sekiro. It's a hard game to actually review in an entertaining way, and by God I hope it was entertaining, because I spent a lot of time making sure it was. I went through 4 scripts in writing this, and a lot of time editing, so I would appreciate if you liked and or subscribed. It helps me out a lot and it gives me motivation to make more videos like these. Also, you can comment what game you want me to do next, and maybe I'll do it. Okay, bye bye.